Kia ora, this is Arun Jacob, your friendly and frank licensed New Zealand immigration advisor as well as education advisor. As always, coming live on a Tuesday, which is our routine now to talk about New Zealand immigration and education. As you guys can see, those of you who follow my work regularly, I'm in a new setting. I'm not in my normal usual office, which has got a beautiful wooden background. But today I'm speaking from a new house that I shifted to last week. It's been a couple of weeks since my family and I we shifted into this new house. And also last week I did not come live because of all this shifting that was happening. So I still live in the city of Hamilton. So I'm coming live from Hamilton, but from a new location, unlike my previous broadcasts. So yeah, same person, same city, same message, just from a new environment. In fact, only today I got a brand new broadband connection in this house, and this is my first live broadcast from this place. And I hope all of you enjoy it as always, and ask me questions, and I'd be happy to answer them. I'm just a little lost because it's a new place and it's a new laptop as well, and I'm kind of trying to make do. There is no mouse. It's not my normal setting, but I will try and get onto it just like how I do every week. And I can see some of you are already joining in onto the broadcast. And while I'm waiting for them, there's also, yeah, we're gonna, have my wonderful team on Skype with me, giving me pointers about who's coming and asking me questions, and also backing me up a little bit with some information. And they've commented already, saying that the camera quality is better, obviously because it's a new laptop, and hopefully also because it is a brand new fiber connection as well. Talking about the fiber connection, there was an interesting story. So these two young kids came in their technical van, and they pulled outside my house here, and they were walking up to my house to say, "Hey, look, we guys are here from Chorus, and we are here to install your fiber, your broadband internet." And as they kept walking up, I knew straight away that these were international students who had now gone on to become workers in New Zealand. Obviously, they were from India, so I had a very good chat with them, and they spoke about the fact that they came to do a course in networking and computing here in New Zealand. And after they finished their course, they found a job with one of our largest fiber installation companies called Chorus. And so they were here at my house for about 3 hours. So we had a lovely banter, and we had a lot of conversation around their experience in New Zealand and how things are working out for them. And they seemed very happy. And of course, in those 3 hours, they also got a lot of free migration advice from me because we guys were hanging out together, and I made a cup of tea for them, and we were all. And I'm always very curious to learn about new things. So today I actually saw how a new fiber connection is installed on a house. So it was absolutely fascinating as a subject. So anyway, that was my story for this week. And last week, unfortunately, I could not come online because I was not only busy with shifting my house, but there was also a very high profile client and his family who came from overseas to check out New Zealand. So I was helping that family to get around to different parts around New Zealand. I also set up appointments for them to go and visit the schools where the children will enroll. And then we had a lot of very good conversations. So I encourage those of you who are planning to come to New Zealand, if possible, to come on a Recce tour or a reconnaissance tour so that you can kind of understand what New Zealand is all about. We're about to introduce that service actually because the last week was very successful with that family. So we are planning to introduce from AJV a package where you can come to New Zealand for a week or 10 days before you make a long-term commitment. And we will be there to set you up, talk to you, take you around, show you the place, and ensure that you're taking the right decision. All right, cool. Here we go. Some questions have started coming in. And the first one is from Rahil Bayani, who asks, what are the minimum wages in New Plymouth or any other city for part-time job? Good question. I think it does not matter which city of New Zealand you're present in. The minimum wages are set by the government of New Zealand. I think it is $16 75 cents right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but no, that's what I remember. Or if it or 15.75 or 16.75, it is one of those two figures. That is the minimum wage in New Zealand right now, and that figure is set by the government of New Zealand to be utilized across all the cities in New Zealand. It is not only in a particular city. So that comes from like the central government. Of course, each region would also have its own regional council, and each city would also have its own city council. But the minimum wage is set by New Zealand government, and so it will be the same irrespective of whichever city you're in, Rahel. Hope I've answered that. Jaspal Singh writes, Kiora Tenakwe Arun, fantastic. It is lovely to hear someone address, not go beyond Kiora and say Tenakwe Arun, which is a beautiful Maori greeting. Tenakwe Jaspal, Ketepe Fiakwe, which is how are you? So fantastic. And then Jaspal goes on to say, hi, myself, Jaspal Singh. I'm one of AJV students currently under visa processing for PG Diploma in Business from Unitech. My current employer wants me to continue the services in the form of remote freelance contractual terms. Will working remotely as freelance have any adverse effect on my visa rules? I'm really not sure about the visa guidelines on working remotely. Also, have a doubt if working remotely counts towards 20 hours per week condition. Okay, Jaspal's got a very long question, but I'll read it out. He's, after all, an AJV student, and they will get the best, focus and attention from me and the rest of my team. So secondly, in continuation to working as freelancer, my current employer also wants me to attend client conferences in India and asked me if it is possible to come back to India during semester breaks. I've checked Unitech's year-long class schedule and the total of 3 semester breaks of 10 to 15 days. Can I attempt multiple entries on student visa during semester breaks? Is it advisable? Sorry for the long post. Thanks for answering my previous queries regarding Unitech's credibility. Well, I'm glad, Jaspal, and we like students like you, Jaspal, because obviously you are. This is a life-changing decision for you, and you want to be certain that you're making the right decision. It's a good question as well. As far as I'm concerned, I think from a legal perspective, and of course, I want you to also do your own research. But my understanding is, if you're working remotely while you're a student in New Zealand and you're getting paid your salary in India, that's where your work seems to be. Then, as far as New Zealand laws are concerned, there is nothing that concerns them because you could be working with somebody in India. It's only when you work in New Zealand for a New Zealand employer and you're paid that money here in New Zealand is when the New Zealand laws kick in. So if you continue to work for your old employer and you kind of and some kind of an arrangement where you're able to continue to work and earn money, and that money is paid in India, and you pay the taxes there, and everything is clean, I don't think the government of New Zealand will have any problems or concerns or issues with you. It is only when you are working here and exceeding 20 hours is when, of course, they will have a definite concern and issue with that. But bear in mind, even if you continue to work for your company back in India, if you're exceeding more than 20 hours, then obviously it is going to infringe into your actual study time, which is, and like you've mentioned, you're getting into a reasonably high level of a course, so you want to be focused on that course rather than focusing on work, because that 1 year you need to focus on that course and get good grades, and that sets you up for all your future successes. So as far as working remotely is concerned, I don't think the government of New Zealand would have any concerns or issues, especially the immigration department. But if you're working, let's say, more than 20 hours and your focus is going more towards that work rather than being a good student in New Zealand, then of course, and if you fail your course, then of course you're getting further visas will be a problem. So that's really the way to look at it. Jaspal, and very good question, by the way. I think it's a very smart question and a very important question. And also, the student visa comes with multiple entries. So every time there is a semester break, if you're able to go back to India, and if your company is willing to pay for the trip, why not? I mean, I would love to be in a situation like that where somebody is paying me to be able to travel between India and New Zealand. And like I said, regarding the amount of work you do, please ensure that it does not be of such a quantum where your studies suffer in New Zealand, because if your studies suffer or your attendance suffers, then all your future visas could be at stake. All right, Jaspal, hope I've answered that. And hey, look, feel free to continue to ask us your questions because that's really what we are here at the moment. And right, by the way, I just got confirmation that the minimum wage is $16.50 at the moment. Sorry, guys. I mean, um, that's a figure I actually should have at the back of my mind, but it's changed recently, and that's the reason it's kind of still not stuck inside my head. But yeah, Jaspal, hope I've answered your question and hope to see you here in New Zealand soon. You sound like a really smart bloke, and the fact that you're working with AJV is proof that you are a smart guy. Okay, Ustinov 10 says, I want to pursue a master in data analytics from Canterbury University. Ustinov, fantastic course choice, fantastic university choice, fantastic city choice. I think you've already ticked three big boxes. So all I can say is it looks like you've chosen a very good course from a very good university, and it's in a very good city as well. So I think it's a very, very good choice, all because data analytics obviously comes under information technology, which is in the long-term skills shortage of New Zealand. So we are absolutely desperately trying to attract good people into our information technology industry because as an economy we are growing, but we are falling short of good skilled people in certain areas, especially areas like information technology, biotechnology, and some of the creative industries, which are also called our identified future growth areas. And that's the reason the government of New Zealand publishes something called the long-term skill shortage list. So you're absolutely choosing a subject and a course and at a master's level, which is fantastic. So you will end up with a 3 years work visa after you complete your course from this fantastic university. I have a lot of respect for University of Canterbury. I've actually been there, at the invitation of the university staff and been there an absolutely top class university. So yeah, good course choice. And if you're looking for to making it better, then of course you need to work with AJV. We are present in New Zealand. Our point of differentiation with a lot of other companies, which also have worked with international students, is that we a lot of these companies help you. They do a good job with the admission and the visa process, but once the visa is done, that's pretty much goodbye from them. But for us, our relationship with you starts after you land in New Zealand. Not only will we do a very good admission and visa process, but after you land here, we will continue to hold your hand and ensure that you are progressing smoothly on the journey of your studies, followed by your employment, followed by further visas, and if you end up getting married, to ensure that your spouse comes and joins you, all those kinds of things. So our relationship, I think, is pretty spectacular and long lasting with all our clients. And unfortunately, a lot of other companies which are in the similar space of working with international students, they stop short at the visa process, but we continue forever and ever. And some of my clients from the last 10, 12 years are still my friends, and even today they pick up the phone and give me a call and say, hey, Aaron, my kid is now 10 years old and I want to do this. What do you think about it? So that's the kind of relationship we guys pride ourselves upon creating with our students and our clients. So hey, look, warm welcome to New Zealand, and if you come through AJV, we will ensure it is a good, happy, successful journey for you. All right, Ustinov, and lovely name, by the way. I'm wondering if you're Russian. Krishni says hello. Buddhika says, are you having an office in Sri Lanka? Buddhika. Hey, Buddhika, good question. Now, we do not have an office in Sri Lanka, but we have on our team here in New Zealand a lady called Gisela, who was one of our core team members here. Besides myself, she's the other licensed immigration advisor. She's got tons of experience in Sri Lanka. She was actually based in Colombo for a long time, worked there, and now she is, we are very proud and privileged to have her as one of our key team members here in New Zealand. So the way we operate is that we are mainly based I mean, the headquarters of the company is based in New Zealand, and we have a large team of people, about 35 people working in India. So and that also includes a fair number of ex-immigration officers who, when they decided to change their career, decided to come in or change their, not so much the career, but changed their employer, decided to come and work with us. So we're very honored and privileged to have them with us. We also have a lot of other staff members who are very, very well experienced in international education space and migration space. So we are a very competent team. One of our senior managers is right now also working out of the US. She is also an ex-immigration officers. So, we're kind of all over the place. We do not have a physical office in Sri Lanka, but that has not been a drawback for us to be able to work with clients from Sri Lanka. In fact, we are privileged and honored to have a lot of fantastic Sri Lankan clients. I can think of Tiran, I can think of Kasun, I can think of so many other Sri Lankan clients of ours who work with us, and we did it seamlessly through email and phone calls and Skype and all the different technologies that are available. Right now I'm talking to you from my home in Hamilton, and I think we are absolutely having a good seamless discussion. So just trust us and come, because I think it's not important whether there is an office in your country of origin. It is important whether we are present in the country, your destination country, because this is really where the drama starts, as I keep saying in all my broadcasts. The real drama for international students and migrants starts after you land in the country, and not so much while you're still in your country. So, Budika, don't worry about we not having an office in Sri Lanka. We are extremely tech savvy. We are probably one of the most coolest technology using company. In fact, our entire team, we work from home offices. So right now, even as I'm speaking to you, a lot of my team are also watching this broadcast, and they're probably smiling away and saying, yeah, yeah, we have this very cool way of working. So please do not worry about the fact we do not have a physical office. What's important is that we're present in New Zealand, and we will be there to be with you in New Zealand, and we will of course do a very good admission and visa process for you while you're in Sri Lanka. So go ahead and trust us, the capital T, trust, and we will take care of you. All right, Budika, get in touch with us. Okay, AJB Global, sorry, Indian Rakesh says, hey, good morning, sir. I'm a college dropout in last year from 2014 to 2017. Can I get admission in Wellington or any other universities in New Zealand? So, well, I mean, Rakesh, if you're a college dropout, I mean, trying to get an admission may not be a very easy thing because obviously, the way you progress is in India. I mean, if you're from your name, I'm guessing that you're from India. So our structure in India, as you're aware, I'm also a product of the Indian education system. So we go 1 to 10, and then we go +2, and then we go +3, and then of course you get into your masters and stuff like that. So if you're a college dropout, we could possibly consider doing first and foremost understanding why you dropped out. Was there a good reason for you to not complete that course? Was it that you stopped being interested in that subject and never got back into college again, so on and so forth? We would really love to understand, because if you've, let's say, done 2 years of your degree and then you dropped out in the last year, we probably may be able to use those first 2 years to get you a cross credit and get you back into a bachelor's. So when you said college, I mean, and 3 years, I'm thinking it's at the degree level. So there is definitely a possibility, Rakesh, but give us the opportunity, get in touch with us. I normally, from my usual office where I sit and do my broadcasts, I have a little piece of paper which I hold up and say, email this your CV. But you know what? You can send your CV to info@ajvglobal.com. Please make sure now that you are also putting your contact details so that we can get in touch with you. We would like to see what is the reasons you dropped out, how much you scored in that college till you dropped out. Based on that, I think we'll be able to definitely work with you and get you an admission into Wellington or some of the other universities, because bottom line, they also want students, they also want your tuition fees, so they have also have a need to admit students. So, and as the in between, who's trying to bring good students and mice into a good institution, we will do our best to ensure that we present your case in a good strong manner so that you get an admission. All right, Rakesh, so get in touch with us. Hey guys, I think I'll need to bring up our we have a toll-free number in India. I'm trying to bring that up to our website. I can't remember, getting old and getting forgetful, so I can't remember the toll-free number. And I normally have all of those in my old office, and I just hold it up. But hey, team, if you're listening, just type the toll-free number so that I can say it out in this broadcast. It's taking a while to load here, but yes, guys, please get in touch with our team, and we would absolutely be delighted to work with you and help you guys reach your goals. Okay, so the toll-free number, I just brought up my website here, which, by the way, is ajvglobal.com. The toll-free number, if you're calling from India, is 1800 or just send an email with your contact details to info@ajvglobal.com, and we will get in touch with you, Rakesh, and ensure that you begin to get all the information that you're looking for. All right, guys, cool. Hmm. Next, Budhika is asking again, are you only doing employment visa? No, Budhika, we are not doing employment visa. Our primary focus is to work with international students. And so our primary focus is to recruit good quality international students to come and study in good quality institutions in New Zealand and doing good quality courses. And once they reach here and then they start studying, then we continue to work with the students, and we, kind of guide and counsel them and help them to move into employment. And then once they find employment, by and large mostly based on their own talent, of course we give a few guidelines and a little bit of support and morale boosting sometimes. And then once they find the job, they come back to us, and then we help them with their further visas, and also help them all the way till residency. All right, so that's the work we're doing, trying to get a direct employment visa is almost impossible, because you need to have a valid job offer in New Zealand to be able to apply for an work visa. So it's not very easy, because obviously which employer in New Zealand would want to hire somebody who is not present in the country. So it's not very easy to look at direct employment. So that's the reason we strongly advocate people to come in through the pathway of education, because now the government of New Zealand has also made it very aggressive by giving a 3 years work visa to most international students who are going to land in the country. So that's your pathway towards your employment and your work visa. All right. So that's the reason we strongly advocate the study and work and settle pathway for all our clients. All right. Cool. Sulabh Bim asks, I'm studying Swiss degree in Nepal, hotel and tourism management, and I'm planning to study postgraduate diploma New Zealand after completion. I want to know what are the subjects that I'll be able to study. Okay, so Sulabh is studying. Sulabh is studying uh, a Swiss degree in Nepal, hotel and tourism management, and is planning to study postgraduate diploma in New Zealand after completion. I want to know what are the subjects that I'll be able to study. I mean, hey, Sulabh, obviously you are working with, you're already studying something in hotel and tourism management, which, by the way, is a fantastic subject. This is again something that I repeat pretty often in my broadcasts and in my discussions with all of you guys out there. Is the fact that we are New Zealand is a very strongly tourism driven country. Tourism is our largest industry, and I think our population is about 4.5 million, but I think we get about double or triple that number of tourists coming in through New Zealand every year. So we are a very, very strongly tourism and hospitality driven country. So your subject will fit in just right, because when we have to cater to so many tourists coming from different parts of the world to New Zealand, I mean, we need to have those professionals as well. So I think your subject choice is good. You're already going to get a diploma in Nepal, and I think we can use it and try and help you to get into a postgraduate diploma in hospitality and tourism. One of the good colleges I can think of, and which we are proud to be associated with, is called PIMS, which is Pacific Institute of Hotel Management Studies. So yeah, uh, that's one of the suggestions we can make. But then it's not just one of the suggestions. There would be a lot of other aspects, options as well. So once you confirm to us and say, "Hey, look, I'm definitely interested, Arun and team, that I want to come to New Zealand and pursue something in hotel management," we'd absolutely put all the options in front of you. Not only help you with your admission and visa, but also ensure that after you land here, you continue to be supported. We'll help you to network with our past students who have now gone on to get good jobs in the industry. So we can do a lot of those things for you guys. Okay, and girls. So yep, don't hesitate, people. Just pick up the phone and call that toll-free number in India, 1-800-103-6525. If you're based in India, if you're not based in India, simple. Just send us your CV to info@ajvglobal.com. Uh, Ensure your contact detail is in there. Write a brief background, just like this, saying, "Hey, look, this is my background. This is what I want to study. Help me with this." And one of our team members will pick it up and connect with you and make sure that this happens. All right, cool. Excellent. Moving on, I just realized that the dog in the neighbor's house started going. It's probably not used to a guy suddenly going live on T on probably I'm the new neighbor to the dog. So hopefully the dog and I will become friends soon. Okay, cool. Otherwise, he'll just have to get used to this every Tuesday evening, I guess. Right. Shankar, RC Shankar writes, Hi, I am AGB student. Hi, Shankar. First and foremost, well done. Congratulations. Thank you for becoming an AGB student. Much appreciated. And we will always hold you dear to in our hearts. How was job opportunities in Tauranga for electrical level 6 after completion of course? We can move to another city like Wellington. Thank you, sir. Absolutely. Shankar, there is no compulsion that if you study a course in Tauranga that you have to stay only in Tauranga. By the way, I was in Tauranga last week. I was taking some guests for a trip, day trip. So I went and came up, and but I just got confirmation from my colleague Shankar that you're working with one of my colleagues called Saili, a fantastic advisor. So thanks for getting in touch with us and sharing all your documents and starting the process. So there is no compulsion. You have to stay on in Tauranga. Once you complete your course, you can move to any city. You can move to Wellington. You can come to Hamilton. You can go to Auckland. You can go to any place wherever you find a job opportunity. As far as the job opportunities for electrical graduates is concerned, I mean, again, electrical people are in the skill shortage of New Zealand, and there is so much construction activity happening right now around New Zealand. In fact, this suburb where I'm talking from, this is a brand new house, and this new suburb, it's called Rototuna North or Rototuna North in Hamilton. As was like year and a half back, there was nothing here except fields, and right now there are like homes and homes. When I look out of the window, there are homes everywhere. So there's a lot of construction activity happening, by virtue of which there is a lot of requirement for people from an electrical background, civil background, and a lot of other backgrounds which are related to home building and those kinds of things. So I think overall the opportunities would be good, and you're not restricted to Tauranga only, Shankar. Of course, if you are able to find uh, a position in Tauranga itself, which is also going through a boom at the moment because a lot of people from Auckland are shifting out of Auckland and moving to other cities because Auckland is getting a little crowded. So they're coming to Hamilton or they're going to Tauranga. And so because of which there is a sudden building boom in these cities. So absolutely. And so, yeah, I mean, if you are able to successfully find an opportunity in Tauranga, you can stay back in that city. It's a beautiful town, by the way. It's on the seaside, and it's one of the most visited cities, not only from domestic tourists, but also from international tourists. A lot of cruise ships come and dock in Tauranga. And, so if you are able to find an opportunity, you could just stay on there. And otherwise, you can move to any city across New Zealand and create your future. So that's as simple as that, Shankar. So hi, look, thanks for working with us and getting in touch with my colleague Saili. And we will take care of you, Shankar. And I hope to see you here in New Zealand soon. And if you are a good cricket player, you can probably travel from Tauranga and come and play in Hamilton with us over the weekend. All right, cool. Talking about cricket, Kane Williamson is from Tauranga, by the way. The current captain of the New Zealand cricket team, he is based out of Tauranga. So when he's not playing the IPL or going around on all his international tours, he's actually based in Tauranga. So you might run into him sometime. And yeah, cool. Right. Neelam Kumar Dio says 5.5 IELTS each band and 58% and +2 from Nepal, 40 lakh balance in SBI Bank, and income source of 20 lakh per year. Is he eligible to for New Zealand? All right. Nilam, your IELTS seems a little low because at 5.5 you will struggle to get into the right level of course, and unless and until you get into the right level of course, you will not be able to get the right level of work visa. Just coming up to the NZQA table of eligibility at 5.5, you will not be doing very, very well because at 5.5, you would, to get into a level 7 and above, you need an academic score of 6 with no band score lower than 5.5. So at your 5.5, you're only looking at possibly a diploma at level 5, and that diploma at level 5, uh, well, if you do a course which is 4 and 5 and 5 and 6 for at least 60 weeks or 2 years, is when you would be eligible for the post study, the work visa, the new work rights that have been declared, which is for 3 years. Uh, Sorry, if you study a qualification at level 5, 4 to 6, and for minimum 60 weeks, and if you study outside Auckland, then you would be eligible for a 2-year open post-study work visa. If you study a 4 to 6 level for 2 years, and if it's in Auckland, then you will get a 1 year. So, and likewise, ideally, if you want to get into a 3 year, want to get a 3 years post study work visa, then ideally it might be a good idea for you to join a bachelor's, because a bachelor's will definitely provide you with a 3 year post study work visa. So your English seems to be a bit of an issue at the moment. You might want to address that aspect. And then based on that, you can take a call whether you can want to do a bachelor's or you want to do a level 4 to 6 outside Auckland, so that you can get at least a 2 year work visa. So with your situation, there are a lot of permutations and combinations. So we will need to assess and address and understand what is the best solution for us. So Nilam, I would recommend strongly that you share your contact details by sending your CV or just your contact number to info@ajvglobal.com, and we'll pick it up from there. And one of our team members will connect with you, because this is a live session for an hour, and unfortunately, I can't get too much into the details of each and every query that is raised on this particular forum. But once you connect with us, one of our very proficient and competent team members will address and analyze the entire situation. If required, keep discussing it with the seniors, and it will come all the way to me if required. And then we will come back and provide you with a solution. But hey, look, thanks for sharing all those details, which is fantastic. You've shared your IELTS, you've shared your percentage, and you've said it is 58% in +2. So ideally, it will be good if you can get into a bachelor's. You said you have 40 lakhs balance, which is, yeah, I think you seem to also have the required amount of money as well. So overall, we might be able to get you into a good bachelor's course, but to be able to get into the bachelor's, of course, you need to get a score of at least 6 in academic, with no score less than 5.5. So we will try and see how best we can find a solution for you, Nila. Please get in touch with us. Send your contact details to info@ajvglobal.com, and we'll get back to you. All right, cool. Okay, Arvind Parihar says, I completed my BSc nursing in 2018. I want a master's course admission in New Zealand. All right, Arvind, I think we should be able to help you because uh, uh, you already have a background in nursing. Whether we can get you into a master's in nursing or not is something we can identify, analyze, and come back to you once we get your documents. And it's important we first have all your documents with us, because once we have your documents and also clarity from you whether you want to pursue something in nursing only, or you want to pursue something related to health and not necessarily only in nursing, then we'll be able to come back and give you more suggestions. But step one, Arvind, has to be that we need to get your documents in place. And once those documents are, I believe you're already in touch with my team has just confirmed to me that you're in touch with my colleague Saili, who is a very good advisor, by the way. So if you're able to share your documents with us, Arvind, again, like I said, we will be able to analyze, and also based on your interest and your future aspirations, come back and suggest and say, hey, look, buddy, go into this, or go into this. And then we'll put a few options in front of you. And then, of course, based on that, you can take a call. All right, Arvind. So you've already done the first step of getting in touch with Saili and starting the conversation. Today, of course, we are having a second conversation directly through this medium. And once you send us your documents, we'll take the next step and ensure that you reach New Zealand. And it does seem that it might be useful if you consider a course in health related at the master's level, because obviously you will also get a nice 3 years post-study work visa then. But like I said, send us your documents, and then based on that, we'll be able to make a suggestion. All right, cool. Right. Okay. Sachin Kashyap asked, how much investment for PRship in New Zealand? I don't know, Sachin. I think there is one particular visa or resident visa category called the investor category. Again, in that there is investor one and investor two. And I think if you can afford to put in a $10 million investment into New Zealand, you probably would get the residency practically overnight. So there is one particular category for the super rich, interested people who want to create a base in New Zealand. And interestingly, quite a lot of rich American billionaires are actually opting to get residency in New Zealand. This is their uh, you know uh, doomsday scenario because we are so far away from the rest of the world. A lot of these rich people tend to think that in the event of some global catastrophe, New Zealand would be safe. So it's actually a fact that a lot of very very rich people from around the world are practically buying their residence here in New Zealand. So there is that category called the investor category, where if you are able to put in a certain amount of money, you practically can get the residency. But otherwise, for a lot of people, it is called the skilled migrant category pathway. And for again, the skilled migrant category is not very simple and straightforward any longer as it was before. So more and more, it is becoming an easier pathway to come and do a course in New Zealand, get your 3 years post-study work visa, find a job, and then be able to apply for a skilled migrant category. But like I said, I can't make it out from your name. But if you're the guy with $10 million sitting in your bank, let us know. Send an email to info@ajvglobal.com with your contact details and say, hey, look, I have 10 million. I want residency in New Zealand. I will pick up the phone and I'll talk to you and we will see that thing through. All right, cool. Abhishek G asks, if my wife takes level 8 course, there is any chances for me to work in New Zealand? I'm into finance domain and having 8 years experience. Abhishek, they're changing the rules, and the only people who will get the spouse work visas will be those. If your wife takes a level 7 or level 8 qualification, which is specified in the long-term skills shortage list, or she opts for a level 9 or 10 qualification. And level 9 is master's and level 10 is PhD. No problem. You can apply for your spouse work visa. In the event she is not able to do a level 9 or 10, if she's opting for a level 8 or a 7, then that particular course has to be specifically mentioned in the long-term skill shortage list. So if it is not mentioned, so you're obviously not eligible for the spouse work visa, but you don't have to come only on the spouse work visa. And this is something else I sometimes suggest and recommend to my clients. If you can't always get the work visa, you can come on a visitor visa for the first year. You will not get a work visa, but you can get a visitor visa. You can come to New Zealand. You can be here in that 1 year. And after that 1 year, when your spouse completes her course and gets into a work visa, then you can apply for the work visa. Or even in this first year, when you're coming as a visitor, if you have the ability to go on your own and find yourself a job, of course, on your own merit, also, you could possibly end up either with a work visa, or if you're really good and you get a really good job, you could even probably end up with a resident visa as well. It has happened in the past for clients of my own. So absolutely, definitely possible. So you can consider that, Abhishek. But more important, it is important. I think more than anything else, it's important that you need to get in touch with us first, and we will take care of it. All right. And my good friend O'Neill, who is also a proud AJV client, I just spoke to O'Neill in the afternoon today, and he says AJV services is the best way to go. Thank you, O'Neill. It's support of people like you that makes us keep going. And as I keep telling you, as I told you personally on the phone today, even if we are slightly late to respond, we are always there for you guys. So, and that's the big thing, guys. You need to have a good advisor, a good friend. We call ourselves, I call myself the friendly and frank licensed immigration advisor, and that's the psyche of the entire team. We are just friendly and frank people who will tell you the way it is, and we will not try to create unnecessary floral dreams of how good it is going to be. If you don't have the capability, we'll tell it pretty much on your face and tell you, hey guys, look, I think you're wasting your time, money, and effort. But if you're good, we will put in all our best efforts to ensure that you guys are able to come and do well in New Zealand, because it's not only your requirement. New Zealand requires a lot of skilled people. And according to my viewpoint and my own opinion, I think nobody makes a better migrant or skilled migrant than an international student who has invested time, money, and effort into New Zealand, understood the system and this country and the way it works for a couple of years, and then moving forward into acquiring work and wanting to do things. So yeah, absolutely, we are there for you. Thanks, Onil, for your wonderful comment. I hope to see you soon. If there's still snow in Ruapehu, let me know and I'll come and we'll do some skiing together. Sir, how to apply for New Zealand? I'm so keen to come to this country. Good one, Saurabh. There are a lot of people who are very keen to come to New Zealand. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are various ways to do it, Saurabh. And if you go to YouTube and, search for me by name and say Arun Jacob on YouTube, you will see that I think after this session today, it will probably be almost 200 videos. So there is a playlist called All the Different Migration Pathways into New Zealand. Have a look at it. But by and large, Saurabh, most people, um, the best option right now in the current circumstances, with all the recent policy changes and everything, is the study plus work visa plus find a job and settle pathway kind of. I think that's probably emerging as one of the best pathways, and it's kind of so beautifully devised, that whole pathway, that it helps you guys who are seeking to come to New Zealand and want to settle down here. It helps New Zealand because we are getting a lot of good revenue from our international students, and this industry is now created about 33,000 jobs in the country, which is phenomenal for us. And then, of course, some of you guys will and girls who come to as international students will go on to become skilled migrants, and thus address our skill shortage issues as well. So I think it's a beautiful process. Saurabh, please consider the study plus work visa plus and settlement pathway. That's probably the best. But hey, look, just go to my YouTube channel and check out all the rest of the videos. For all I know, you might be an entrepreneur, and so I'll check out all the videos there. All right, cool. Okay, next one is from Amit Logani. Hello, I'm Amit from Punjab, working as a mathematics teacher in a school with experience of 9 years in teaching mathematics, having MSc in physics and Bachelor of Education. Would I be returned back if I wouldn't fulfill high requirements of IELTS after completing teaching program but having job in hand? Interesting question. Amit, if you're going to come here and do a teaching program in New Zealand, and if you intend to work as a teacher in New Zealand, then of course you need to get the required IELTS score to be able to complete your teacher registration. Again, off the top of my mind, I can't recall what is the IELTS requirement for teaching registration, but I think it's 7.5 or something pretty high. So obviously, if your intention is to become a teacher in New Zealand, it is absolutely imperative that you'll need to get that required IELTS to be able to get registration in New Zealand as a teacher. But if you don't want to continue as a teacher, you want to come and do a course related to education and want to take up a non-teaching job, then that high requirement of IELTS will not be there. So it can be worked out in various ways, depending on whether you want to continue to be a teacher in New Zealand, or you're willing to take up an education related job, but which is not teaching. Then, of course, the registration requirement will not be there, nor will there be a requirement of a very high IELTS score. So that's the way this thing needs to be planned, Amit. And I got confirmation from my team that you're already in touch with my colleague Mariam, who is a very good advisor, by the way. And so all you've got to do is share all your documents, and we will discuss it internally. Mariam will discuss it with her team leader or the manager or the licensed immigration advisors, and we will come back and provide a good solution for you. But hey, look, you've taken the first step and leave it with us. Send us all your documents, and we will take a look at it and come back and give you very honest and very a straightforward kind of a solution, Amit. But like I said, if you want to be a teacher in New Zealand, then please ensure that you have the requisite level of English, which can only be assessed and ascertained by getting the required score in IELTS as well. All right. Thanks, Amit, for deciding to work with us. Much appreciated. And yeah, we'll walk you through the process and see where we end up. All right. Thank you. Okay, Shahi 686. I got rejection once because of bad performance in phone call interview. Can I apply again? Good question, Shahi. Absolutely. And so the way we accept clients is, a lot of students come to us who've had previous visa rejections. And if the visa rejection was because of a character issue, like you put fake documents or you lied to the immigration officer or did some of that nonsensical stuff, then we do not take on cases like that because I mean, I don't want this to sound like a very lofty ideal kind of a thing, nor are we preachers or saints or anything, but we like to maintain a good core individually and as a company. As I told you, we in my team we also have a lot of ex-immigration professionals who work with the government of New Zealand, and they've been trained to uphold, and the people like myself, and some more training to become licensed advisor. We have a code of conduct, and it's a very highly ethical way of doing things. So we absolutely do not touch anybody, or not do we accept people as clients who has got issues with character. Of course, sometimes those character issues can be things that which were due to a silly reason. Then, of course, we will try and rectify that and fight on your behalf. But if it was a blatant case of fraud or lying, then of course we are absolutely not interested to work with people like that. But you've mentioned here that the reason you got a rejection is because of a bad performance in a phone call interview. And I think people like that definitely deserve a second chance. We would be very happy to work with you, Shahi. And absolutely, you must apply again, because to apply for a visa takes a lot of time, money, and effort. And just because of one rejection, you should not think it is the end of the world and go back. Instead, what you're doing is the right thing. You're coming to a much better company, much better advisors who will work with you. Like I told you, we are a very professional and solid team of 40 people in New Zealand and in India, and one person working out of US. So we will work with you. And if you had a little bit of interview nervousness, it can happen. The best of people can, quite frankly, every time before I go live on the sessions, although this is my 34th time, I still have that little bit of nervousness in the first couple of minutes. So nervousness is part of the human thing, so don't worry. So I would say, Shahi, get in touch with us, because you've already put in a lot of time, money, and effort, and probably simply did not have a good advisor the last time. Come to us, we'll work with you, we will give you that confidence, and we will also present your case very strongly so that you can overcome your previous rejection. All right. So, guys, you know how to get in touch with us, right? All you've got to do is, if you're based in India, please call 1-800-103-6525. Or if you're not based in India, or you're simply not the type who will pick up a phone and give us a call, then just send us an email with your contact details to info@ajvglobal.com, and we will pick it up from there. All right. Cool. Okay, Rohit Amar, how good is supply chain domain in New Zealand, sir? It's pretty good, Rohit. In fact, there is one profession, or one occupation rather, called procurement manager, which is in the long-term skill shortage list of New Zealand, which again comes under the normal domain of supply chain and logistics management. So overall, I think it's good. And as I keep saying, New Zealand is a very export-import orientated country. We are a country which is far away from the rest of the world, so we have to import a lot of things, and also for us to sustain our economy, we also have to export a lot of things. So there's a constant movement of goods across New Zealand and being shipped or air freighted and stuff like that. So I think overall the supply chain and logistics industry in New Zealand is pretty strong. So I think your opportunities would be pretty good. Just from my experience, some of our previous clients who came and studied courses in supply chain and logistics, or some of the partners of some of our students who came to study these courses in New Zealand, have successfully found jobs in supply chain and logistics. So I think overall, I think it's a good choice, Rohit. But get in touch with us, and if you work with AJV after you land here, we will get you in touch with those people who have already completed this course and then moved into jobs and stuff, so that one. If you're working with a company like us, you'll have that ready-made network of people who you can connect with and talk to and kind of get a much deeper understanding of that industry. As much as I would like to know the in-depth details of every industry, unfortunately I can't be part of every industry. So but what we can do as a team to help our students is, once you land here, we'll connect you to those professionals and you guys can sort out your own thing. All right, cool. Okay. Okay. Right. Karan Tete says, "Hey, how are you? My name is Karan, and I've got an offer letter for postgraduate diploma, sports and exercise through AJB. I want to know what are the job opportunities and what payments I can expect after completion of my course. Thank you." Hey, Karan, thanks for writing. I don't know what you mean by payments. I don't think anybody will pay money after you complete the course, but because I did a couple of courses in New Zealand and nobody paid me. But okay, I was just kidding a bit. I think what you meant is what kind of jobs you can find and how much you can expect to earn in New Zealand. Okay, now sport and exercise science in New Zealand, Karan, I'm being very honest here. Yes, it's a very sports-driven society. In fact, last week I was taking this family around, and the kids were hugely into sports, and so the parents they flew all the way into New Zealand to spend a week to understand if the kids can progress in sport. There's a lot of focus on sport and exercise in New Zealand. I think, in fact, on a per capita basis, I think New Zealand has got wins some of the most on a per capita basis. I think we win a lot of medals at the Olympics, and there's a lot of focus on sport and exercise, Karan. But my only concern is because you're not from the New Zealand background, you might struggle a little bit till you get a breakthrough into the sport and exercise domain. But you are doing you're doing a postgraduate diploma. At the least, even if you end up working in a gym, and this is also a very fitness-driven kind of a country, there are people constantly inside gyms and all kinds of outdoor activities, and so there's a lot of it's a very very outdoorsy, very fitness orientated country, and so I think the overall structure is in place. And if you are a guy who is really committed to your sport and exercise, and that passion comes through, I think you should be able to crack something, even if it means that you start off as a guy, as a personal trainer in a gym or something like that. But you can, gradually build your way up from there. So overall, I think the scope is good, and the job opportunities will be there. And in terms of how much you will get paid, I honestly don't have much of an answer to that. But as I already told you, there is a minimum wage in New Zealand, which is 16.50 at the moment. And yeah, with 16, that's the minimum wage you will get, whether you're working as a fresher in a gym or you're going and joining a sports team and being part of the physio, or physio or those kinds of things. That's the absolute minimum you'll get paid. And as you keep growing, of course, you'll keep getting paid more and more. But hey, Karan, thanks for deciding to work with AJV. Much appreciated. If you're a sports and exercise guy, I hope you're also into cricket, because that's my passion. And yeah, if you're, I also get the feeling you're coming to Hamilton because Wintech has got a very good program in sports and exercise. So if you're going to be in Hamilton, cool, we'll all catch up and have a good time together. Don't worry too much about the future, because you're obviously going to get a 3 years post-study work visa. And so after you complete your course, even if you take 5 or 6 months to find that job, you'll still be able to work your way up over the next 2.5 years. So, and yeah, just from the way you've written your a query. You have fantastic English, which is a very big advantage as well. And you're choosing a sport and exercise in a country which is very sport and exercise orientated. So good course choice. All right. And of course, you've chosen to work with AJV, for which we are going to be very grateful, and we will absolutely provide you all the support we can. All right. Thanks. Hi, Alfie Cherian says, "Hey sir, I'm an AJV applicant. I'm planning for graduate diploma mechanical from Wintech. I have completed my BTech mechanical in 2013 and worked for 5 years. Fantastic. Your opinion about graduate diploma in Wintech Institute?" I think Afi, number one, absolutely no problems about Wintech. I've had a long and successful association with Wintech. In fact, I think in 2010, I actually hosted the chief executive officer of Wintech and his senior team when they came to visit India. So I have a very long-standing relationship with Wintech. In fact, one of the ex-international marketing managers of Wintech is now an advisor to AJV. So our bond is very, very strong. So don't worry about Wintech. Fantastic institution, lovely city, Hamilton. People in Auckland make fun of us. They say you're the small little city. There is nothing happening there, but I love being in Hamilton. And right now, I'm talking to you from one of the most happening new suburbs here in Hamilton. So, good institution choice, good city choice, no problems about it. And the question about your graduate diploma in mechanical engineering, I think, is also a good choice, Afi, because you already have 5 years of work experience, which is phenomenal, which is very, very good. And you are choosing to do a course in New Zealand, which is in the skill shortage area, mechanical engineering, which is very good again. And you're going to get a 2 years post-study work visa because you're doing a graduate diploma outside Auckland in Hamilton. So I think it's all very well set for you. And of course, we guys are here onshore to talk to you, guide you, help you, support you, connect you to other people. I can think of at least two or three of my ex clients who did a mechanical course and then moved into work. So yeah, we guys would love to connect you to all of them and hopefully give you a good future pathway in New Zealand. All right, thanks, Afi, for choosing to work with us. Much appreciated. Krishna on Krishna Nuni Bose says, "What about civil engineering courses in New Zealand?" Again, Krishna, I'll just shorten it to Krishna. Uh, Krishna, I think civil engineering, again, like mechanical engineering or a lot of other engineering courses in New Zealand, is very good choice because, as I've told you, most of the engineering faculties are in the long-term skill shortage list of New Zealand, and civil engineering, especially because there's a lot of building activity happening in New Zealand at the moment. See, I'm sitting inside a brand new house which did not exist, say 6 or 7 months back. So, and you guys can't probably see it. It's gone a little dark. Otherwise, I'd have lifted the laptop and shown you outside my window. But there's like tons of construction happening all across New Zealand, not just in Hamilton, but practically everywhere. So civil engineering is a good choice right now. But I think also important that you come to New Zealand through a company like AGV, which will continue to guide you guys and girls and help make those connections so that we all help each other and you guys get advantage of our experience and our counseling and our guidance. See, I'm back in on Saturday going to Auckland to do a seminar for our students, and we go out regularly and meet them. Our senior manager Mary, who's based in Hamilton, who's also about to get a license, by the way, who was in Wellington recently. So she met up with all our students there. Then we have another manager called Virginia, who is our customer service manager, who is constantly on the phone talking to all our students and ensuring they're happy and kind of doing things the right way. If there are any issues, they all connect with Virginia or Mary or myself, and then we are able to step in and sort out issues. So yeah, I think the course is important, the college is important, the cost is important, the career is important, but also a good consultant is very, very important. Okay, so all of you smart people choosing AJV, well done, guys. And the rest, of course, you have the choice to work with us. So hey, go ahead, go ahead and change the trajectory of your future in New Zealand. and decide to work with us, and we will take care of you guys. All right, cool. In my old office, I would have a little bell which I would ring and say, the time is up, because I normally do this, but today I got a ping from my team saying time is up. So, yeah, cool. I'm going to answer a couple of last questions and then I'm going to call it quits for today. I'm also very tired, guys, after the whole, I drove like 1,500 kilometers last week, different places across the North Island. But I love my driving, so no problem. I'm just a little tired from the shifting, I think, more than anything else. Omkar Upadhyay. Hey, Aaron, when can you apply for PR? Can you do it after 1 year of education in New Zealand? Omkar, you can apply for a residency as soon as you get a job in New Zealand, which has got the right salary, which is $50,523 under the current policy, and of course the position and everything also has to match. So yeah, absolutely. As soon as you complete your 1 year of education, if you get the right job with the right salary, the right position, the right job description, and everything else falling into place, absolutely no problem. You can do it. All right, Omkar. If you have further doubts, please get in touch with us. If you're already, you sound like a guy who's already present in New Zealand. So if you are already in New Zealand, pick up the phone and speak to our senior manager called Mary, who receives all our local inquiries here. So give her a call on 022 605 2615, 022 605 2615, and Mary will pick up the phone, talk to her, give some details, and then she will share it with me or with Gisela, our other licensed immigration advisor, and we'll come back and provide you with a solution and tell you whether you're ready to apply for your resident visa. All right. Cool. Last question, guys. Oh, and it's a long one. Whenever it says see more, I get scared. Okay, but anyway, it says Sharan Kumar Reddy. He says, "Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Good evening, Sharan. By the way, it is 8:30 in the night for me, so afternoon is long gone. Which is good to do, whether level 7 construction management or quantity surveying or level 8 construction management. As I completed graduate in civil in 2018 with 72%. Please, I want to gain practical knowledge and get good job. Can you say that for entry level graduate diploma, what is minimum salary? Sharon, obviously, the higher the level, it will be better for you to choose the level 8 construction management. Although I must say, quantity surveying is also a good option to choose because I think the job opportunities are good in quantity surveying. But the higher you go, the better because obviously it will have a relationship to the number of years of post-study work visa you get. So, but then of course, if your IELTS is not good enough to get you into a level 8, you might have to settle for a level 7. So, a lot of factors we will need to analyze, but the thumb rule is that if you can go higher, go higher. If you can go level 8, go level 8, or level 9, go level 9, because obviously the higher you're going, it means there's a higher competency. But if you can't go, no problem, because quite frankly, a lot of New Zealand employers are not really bothered about the levels of your education, but more interested in see what's inside here and your ability to sit across a table and express yourself confidently and say, "Hey, look, give me this job because I can do this for you, and that's the benefit you'll get for your company." So that's what it is. Like I said, it's not easy for me to give a suggestion to you without knowing your background and your details. So please share your documents, send them to info@ajvglobal.com, or if you're based in India, from your name, it looks like you're based in India. Please call 1-800-103-6525. We would love to connect with you guys and give you the right solutions. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. And there are, I think, quite a few other people here. Viren, Harshal, Amit, Richandra, Leonage, Ru Anthony, Pranav, Amit, Arora, Ritik Sharma, Basil Binuhi, Sosi Athens, Rajay Biswas, Abu Dujana, Rotmi Gold, Jivan Rajmani, Genga Thoy, Rotimi Gold, Manjula Vijayaratna, Durwad Hogg, Durward Hogg, yeah, Satish, Rukman, uh, Maxwell. Hey, look, Satish, guys, sorry I'm not able to answer your queries today, but I quickly wanted to say hello to all of you and take your names. And there's Jyoti Dominic as well doing a high five. So a big high five to her as well. Just want to tell you guys, unfortunately, I've run out of time, but I will come back again next week. Hopefully, I'll be more settled and work from my proper office and not steal my daughter's room. But my team will get in touch with you. We will connect with you and ensure that we will connect with you one on one, gather the information from you, analyze that information, put some suggestions in front of you, and then based on that, you guys can decide what's good for you. And once you come here into New Zealand, I promise you, the AGV team locally here will stand by you and guide you and ensure that you guys reach your eventual destination. All right. Thanks, guys, as always, for watching my live broadcast. Hope it was a success. My first time from my new home, from a new laptop and a new internet connection. Hopefully, everything has worked well. Yeah, I'm still a little unsettled, but hopefully, we'll have better sessions from next time. Till the next time, please share my video, which will sit on Facebook and YouTube with your family and friends. Kakate Ano from Hamilton, New Zealand, and I will see you hopefully next Tuesday again. Bye bye. And guys, I'm doing a seminar in Auckland this Saturday in the CBD. I forget the name of that hall, but keep checking our Facebook group, Entered Options, and our Facebook page, AJB Global, and we'll share the details with you. Free entry, please come and you can have a chat. And if some of you guys are generous, you can buy me a beer and we can all have a drink together. All right. Good night, guys. Take care. Bye bye.